So they know these heroes very well, to say the least. So it's also as good a reason as any to draft them first, right? You know you're comfortable with them. You can draft around it with what you see on the enemy team. So that's enough flexibility for the most part.
Yeah, I very much like these games though, because we're seeing different hero picks than we have in the previous weeks. Even the same teams in the region, like other European teams that we were casting in that other tournament. We don't see Earthshaker picked or banned yet, and we're pretty late in the drafting stage already. What do you think about that?
It happens more often than you might think these days. Because there's so many other heroes that teams just prefer over the Earthshaker for some reason. I still feel like it's one of the straight up best space creators and just lockdown heroes in general. That it would be a shame to not see him almost. There's some issues with that, which would be addressed in patches and whatnot. But right now, that's just the way it is. Right? If you can fit it into your lineup and the enemy team hasn't picked it or banned it yet, why the hell not?
I mean, the thing about him is that he fits into most lineups like pretty easily. He's not particularly weak in anything. Even if he doesn't have gold, he's going to be useful in the form of Fisher. Eventually, he'll get his money for his Blink Dagger, and he'll be able to jump on people and echo them. He's just useful in almost any draft, and that's what makes him so powerful. But NaVi seems to think that Clockwork is useful in almost any draft as well, so. And they haven't been wrong yet today.
Empire. Wonder if they're thinking about the Earthshaker right down now, or they're probably just trying to figure out, alright, what if we pick this? What are they going to pick in response to that? And these kind of stratagems in the draft that can take some time to get you wrap your head around, but they just settled for the Batrider.
Fairly good against Clockwork, I believe. Again, Earthshaker not as good against Clockwork, so that might have been one of the reasons why Empire didn't take it. And NaVi still have the option of picking that up because they do play their Clockwork as an offlaner instead of a roaming support. But Weaver again.
Yep. Alright, so Batrider against Weaver, gonna see the same thing. This time around, at least Empire don't have to deal with a Disruptor glimpsing him back because he's on their own team. Apart from that, what's making this Batrider game different?
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, you can push the Clockwork out of his own cogs if he tries to trap somebody in. Then he's outside, your ally's in, it's easy to escape. It knocks back Bane when he's trying to do things. The DPS stops him from sleeping his allies and keeping them asleep. Batrider's okay, but I think it's more of a popularity pick than him being a strong counter in this game.
Radiant team pick.
Phantom. The Phantom Lancer. It's the new Necrophos now in terms of popularity.
I mean, Necrophos is just banned too much.
Yeah.
He's still mighty popular, but he's so popular that everyone doesn't want him in his games or in their game.
Alright, so NaVi. Still some ways to go, right? You have the Bane kind of lane stabilizer. You have a solid off lane. You have a Weaver who can kind of hold his own in the safe lane too. So now looking perhaps for another roaming hero.
We might see something like a Puck again, maybe a Queen of Pain. Again, they have to watch out for things that bring him back with clumps and get trapped under Static Storm, as well as Batrider last. So I think they'll play a mid that either builds a BKB fairly early or has some sort of tool to deal with it. Not mid yet, unless that Legion Commander is played mid. Thoughts on that?
Probably not. Looking more likely that's going to be a 4-position Clockwork after all. Legion Commander not put into the 3 role just to have this counter up against the Batrider. And then you still have the opening to pick up another mid hero.
5 seconds remaining.
I don't want to see them actually get a little bit of push because that's one thing they've been lacking so far. Perhaps even something like the Death Prophet that we've seen earlier today as well. Yeah, VP playing that with great success.
Yeah, that game quite easily. I mean, when he had the Frost Armor and he activated the BKB, just jumped in and the enemies couldn't do much about it. You might see a similar thing with this lineup. The damage is very heavily magic based, but Impetus does pierce BKB now.
Yep.
But yeah, looked like Puck would have been a really powerful pick here, so Team Empire bans that one. Good on them. Pretty low on reserve
10
time though.
seconds remaining.
Meanwhile, NaVi trying to figure out what the best hero for Team
5
Empire
seconds
is
remaining.
here. Figure out what they might be thinking. What do you think finishes up the draft on Team Empire?
That's a good question. I mean, they have the last pick coming into this for the mid lane, so they have the option to counterpick whatever NaVi wants to throw there. I feel like they need some more mid-game damage, so you're bringing up the Queen of Pain earlier. Something along those lines would also fit in well to them. It's something that can like follow up any sort of battle initiation or disrupt a walk-in and actually deal the damage. It's some sort of magical burst. Even Morana would work out in that department if you want to go back to something like that.
I mean, there's Mirana, there's even Invoker. Invoker wouldn't be awful here.
Invoker too. You're forgetting about that hero.
It's not a good forget about. The hero in itself is forgetful, apparently. That's why he needs to relearn his spells or something like that. I don't know. The lore does something. I haven't really read Invokers. He's just a very smart guy who knows more spells than everyone else, and that's his power.
Yep.
10 seconds remaining.
Alright.
5 seconds remaining.
Take it you don't read much lore.
Of course I do, yeah. I mean, the best part about this game is the story, so I read all bits of lore all the time.
Are you serious? Are you messing with me? I can't tell right now.
What do you think, dude? Come on.
Don't do this to me. Because I actually do read the lore in a lot of heroes. All I know
Yes,
is...
it wasn't clear. I was making fun of you, yes.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, unlucky. I was just going to say, the battle between the Ancients, they're pretty much like 2 giant man-children fighting against each other for like whose heroes are better, or they select champions, beat the other one up. That's pretty much the lore.
It's like modern wars between religions, honestly.
Let's not get religious here.
We're already fighting enough as it is. No need to get religious.
Yeah, Monkey King coming out on the side of Empire. How do you feel about Monkey King as a mid?
I don't like it in most cases.
Alright, the mid player.
FN actually picked up the Phantom Lancer, so this is a little bit more classic. And that can work out quite well. Maybe even against the Zeus, but it's not just against the Zeus, this thing. Zeus alone in the mid lane is one of these heroes where you say, alright, kind of squishy, no escape, can be caught out, can be wrapped around on. In this game, that might still happen, just when we push goals on the field. See whether they can do a similarly good job as Roger was able to do in his last match on that hero. But the point is, it's gonna also be a bane for the side of Team NaVi here.
Mm-hmm.
They have to deal with 2 heroes, and this is something that can be a bit more tricky, throwing off the calculations a little bit.
I was actually hoping to see a mid Monkey King. The mid player on the team I was talking about earlier just plays it a lot. Yeah. Mid Monkey King. That's actually how he climbs MMR.
It can work in certain matchups. Like if you can stack up your Jingo Mastery consistently, then I feel like you can sustain and do a lot of damage in turn and win this harassment war. But outside of that, like if you're up against a ranged hero like the Sniper, Necrophos even, someone that can stay far away from you, then I don't really feel it should be all that effective.
Yeah, I mean like the idea is to get 2 points into Jingo Mastery and then level up your Boundless Strike, and then when you throw the Boundless Strike, you hit the enemy hero and the creep wave, you just heal to full HP after every engagement. It's stupidly strong, so you have to know how to play against it.
Yeah.
So let's get back to talking about this game, because Monkey King is not mid in this game. It's Phantom Lancer mid. And he's playing against Zeus. Zeus mid is something that is almost never seen these days, is it?
Every once in a while, like a few times that you see Zeus, either mid or sometimes it is in that 4 role. A little bit more common these days, I would agree, but then again, something that you would have to look at data for.
That man has 6 clarities in his inventory. I don't know who this G Arena person is, but I want Dendi back.
Well, I'd have that.
So I think the Russian casters are BMing me.
It's clarities. Good luck keeping those up with the Phantom Lands, or the Spirit Lands, I should say. Can be quite useful to canceling those. Look at this, the Wild Wing Ripper sent to try and help out this middle lane, but Roger's there was always going to be able to cancel that out.
He's gonna throw out the tornado though. God knows he's gonna throw out the tornado, and it's gonna be really annoying when he does.
It is.
There it is.
But mana burn cards.
Roger God.
Gotta help his buddy out, you know. Bane's not doing it. Snake is actually camping up top here, and Chappie, well, let's have the Jingle Mastery. Don't think they're letting it stack up all that much.
It's very dick looking clockwork here in the jungle though. Just might not be able to take him down. Chen is down, but walk me back. Yeah, manages to get away because he does have boots of speed despite Enchantress' natural movement speed advantage over pretty much everyone in the game. 340 now.
Kind of crazy, isn't it? Only 20 move speed off the boots of speed clockwork. But yeah. It is what it is. Top lane Chappie is actually dropping quite low here with the brain sap. Still trying to fight, but well, it'll give us light. Vanguard the one drawing first blood after all, though. Slight advantage, just based on a couple of milliseconds, though. Almost
that happened
simultaneous kills.
very quickly.
Talk about his bottom lane a little bit, because actually, Pushka. There's plenty of creeps. Don't think Roger can really go on him. So
I mean, they had the same sort of matchup last game, and Crystallized did quite well to the point where he just remember that ultra kill that happened at the end of the game. I would say that was qualifies for it quite well.
Wow, actually just run him down. Brain sap, overwhelming odds. Now Vansko's in trouble too. He's sitting in a small nook inside the trees, but it's not going to protect him. Double kill for Sneko of all people.
Yeah, so fun little interaction here that you might not be aware of.
Oh, hold that dot middle lane, FN. Double do, all you use, the doppelganger now, out of mana. Really pops the stick charges, but not quite enough damage. Another doppelganger. Up the high ground, just barely. Roger committing for it here, but running into the centaur. Not what he wanted, but Pushka at the right place at the right time.
Yikes. That was a really, really awesome response there from Wiptroshka? Is that how you pronounce the name?
I say Pushka.
Alright, I need to learn my Russian. But a cool little interaction that I wanted to touch base on real quick on the top lane was Legion Commander walked outside of the 500 range that pull aggro on, and then auto-attacked the Bane under the tower. The tower actually only has a 500 aggro range, just like creeps do, but not many people realize that. So if you attack from outside the range like he did, you don't pull tower aggro.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, interesting facts.
You notice that?
Up your Dota game.
Yeah.
It's a very useful thing to know, especially when you're a mid player.
More often than not, in some of these situations, 1 or 2 extra tower shots can make a difference between life and death. And now Chappie, well, getting closer and closer to death once again. He's trying to fight up against an Echo, trying to heal himself up, and so far so good. But now there's some extra help from Borshka, but it is General dies again. Happy, that Jingle Mastery. He points into it like you said, and keeping him up and running in this particular fight. Now smoke up though. That's looking towards mid FN. Does have a doppelganger to work with now, so not the easiest kill in the world. Especially not if Roger is keeping an eye on things. At the same time, Roger only level 1 still on his clockwork. Top lane General. Gonna go again. And easy as that.
I could do this all day.
Down he goes. General down again, but the start of the laning phase, they definitely had the advantage of the Monkey King. Monkey King having like nearly no armor, so struggling against them up until he got couple levels so we can use his Jingu Mastery, Lifesteal, and whatnot. But at this point, he's going to be doing a little bit better, and he's going to be a lot harder to fight. And this new unknown player, G Arena in the mid lane, getting out leveled a little bit by the Phantom Lancer. Full level ahead of him.
So let's go. They're gonna have enough damage here. Maybe not with the Boundless Strike, also keeping them very well low. The Kinetic Field even keeping General in tower range. Just happy that they changed it so that cells don't get cancelled by towers anymore, else we would be dead right the hell now. And let's go. Still trying to chase them down right now. General. Tried to get the nuke on both, but it didn't quite. So... will he die or will he not die? Chappy, how far do you want to commit? Pretty
Chappy,
far.
no
No 3 dance.
Other than
Yeah, there's putting things around. Meanwhile, any other fights? No. Bane died somewhere else for that, I think. No idea.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle
I died
tower
on
is
its
under attack.
same movement up top.
I was really focused on that. Chappy doesn't seem to be using his
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
balance trick with his Jingu much as he could be. Might have a reason for that I'm not aware of though. So he's
Does
pretty
it-
much full HP again.
Like Jingo Mastery, when you charge it up, it's is that based on a timer? How much or the extra damage that you get on the lifesteal, or is it just also for a limited number of attacks?
It has a timer and a limited number of attacks.
Okay.
I think the timer is like 30 seconds, 40 seconds, something like that. I'm not that familiar with it. It lasts for a little bit, and there's a little box that ticks down over your hero as a buff. So
So
I don't know
if
the
you
exact
throw a
duration.
Boundless Strike on a couple of units, you'd get rid of all of these charges, right?
no, you get rid of one charge.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
fun fact.
Still not 100% on most of on some of Monkey King's mechanics, but well, it's gonna come
Yeah.
in now. Treedan skilled up, running right at Snako, gets Nightmare up though, and taken away by his friendly disruptor Chappy. Still going hard. FN also joining the party, and they just nuke down Snako now, looking for more. Boundless Strike with a big crit, and General, well, gets glimpsed back into the loving arms of the rest of Team Empire. Killing spree for the Monkey King. So far so good, 3, 2, and 4. A lot of action that hero has seen already. Meanwhile in mid, the G Arena Dendy, however you want to call him,
Are fortified.
gets gone on, but will be absolutely fine in the end.
Dire's bottom tower is
He
under
opts to go for Veil of Discord first. So he's wanting to do damage to the enemy team more than he wants an escape to deal with, like Monkey King or Bat Rider, or even PL trying to initiate on him. So pretty confident in his allies' ability to save him as well, I guess. It's probably going to be Clockwork's job. But it just looks like he's heading into the jungle now to get some experience since Clockwork soak up the mid XP. But he's not really the best hero for clearing out jungle either.
So
More of a
basically
lane
has to
guy.
spam his spells like crazy. But I think the most important part is that Roger's getting these levels. He's been sitting at level 1 for a long time, and he's starting to catch up now. But you want to have that level 6 at some point soon to try and counteract Bat Rider to some extent, and put some pressure on your put on some pressure on your own, especially considering that this Monkey King, like, despite all the kills that he's been getting, he's still fairly low net worth, so you'd like to try and keep it that way by just hookshotting onto him and bringing him down with that.
Alright. Over at bot lane, Crystallize, like, farming's a little harder way. Not quite as farmed as Phantom Lancer is, but he's still a pretty big threat, and the Bat Rider isn't getting enough out of it to justify being here. And he's still quite far away from his Blink Dagger. And looks like he's gonna go straight for the Lincolns this game instead of going for the Maelstrom first.
He's both
I mean,
queued up, so just keeping his options open.
I mean, the
Yeah.
Glimpse is much more of an issue than things last game, so...
Yeah. Seems in the Static Storm is much more reliable in initiation compared to the Blink Lasso from the Bat Rider, which may or may not be enough on its own.
Yeah, I think he can just take off all the damage that he gets during the duration of Lasso if he manages to time-lapse off afterwards. The only real stun they have after being lassoed is Was it Boundless
Boundless
Strike for
Strike,
1.6 seconds? Yeah. So their stuns are really limited. Picking up that Lincoln's early, probably worth it this game rather than going for the farming items. Yeah, we can already see Disruptor down here, probably wanting to get a kill on this Weaver now that he has level 6.
It did get scanned out though, so Seneko, well, he's the one who's showing himself, making his presence known with that nightmare. But Crystallize already evacuated the premises. He's joining up top. Gonna be able to turn this into a tier 1 for tier 1 tower trade, but Snake, of course, while trying to run away from Team Disruptor, never really good idea, so he will drop instead of the Weaver. Kind of consolation prize for this rotation, but again, he'll also be able to finish up the tower with the extra catapult that Puposhka picked up.
Dual catapults, we saw that coming out last game along with Press the Attack being used on catapults. Then Decrepify used on Press the Attacked catapults.
Use all the spells on creeps.
Yeah, that's what was happening. It was a lot of fun to watch though.
So this game also, like, fairly slow paced, you could say.
Not the slowest. A lot of kills are coming out on the side of Empire, but NaVi is going at a much slower pace than they normally do. I mean, I can understand why. Up until this Legion Commander, up until General gets his Blink Dagger on Legion, probably going to be a pretty slow pace. They don't have that much to initiate. They don't have enough damage without Clockwork not getting killed for it to be worth Clockwork initiating on somebody.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they just escape. Like Clockwork hook shots in, cogs the Phantom Lancer, and then Phantom Lancer just double walks out, and suddenly Clockwork is like surrounded by enemies, which is no good.
Veil
If he knew some
Zeus. So it might change things around because it's one big damage source, right? So if you were to find a hook shot into a duel perhaps, or in some Zeus spells in the general area, then you can definitely start things with kills. We'll see if something happens up top. Chappie though gets the ultimate off, they'll zone him away from Vanskull. So Neko, let's get some help. A hook shot as well from Roger, but he gets spills back and forth into the Stagstone before he can get the cogs out. We will be the casualty instead, just trying to help out his buddy. And this is not exactly what I had in mind when I said they could go for kills.
I mean, I think that they're gonna have to wait for that Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
Going for kills right now. Once that's up on General, they'll have a much easier time.
I think Dagger from Ghostic still not revealed, I believe. So smoked up, is sitting in the side, Indy. Gotta be really careful, but I think he's in quite a vulnerable position.
It is nighttime.
Just
Yeah, that's a very head damage.
there it is. Catch the flying vision, and this is Dead Zeus. DP will be cancelled. Wisely so. Tier 1 already down below half health, should also take a fall. Same time, the commander can get rid of a lot of this.
My sprites are with us.
You don't want to fight this here. He's not really in fighting shape yet. Oh, is he?
Nobody's really in fighting shape on the side of Radiant right now. NaVi really need a couple more items before they can fight the enemy. Like Weaver's partway done his Lincolns, needs to finish that, at least that, before we can fight. Legion Commander needs at least Blink Dagger. They're sitting on like a bunch of half-completed net worth. So even though Empire have a 3k net worth advantage, like that's what it says on the gold graph, realistically, like as far as items that they have on their heroes and whatnot, it's more like a, I don't know, 5k or 6k
oh,
net
stay
worth
some
advantage.
turn things around. Try to go on a fan. But the glimpse to cancel. The plays from Vanskull making it rain here as Chappie takes another double kill. Ouch.
Yeah, things
In
just
this-
got...
They're acting completely contrary to what you were just explaining, and they like after if they went by your reasoning, they'd be like, all right, yeah, let's play super defensively, but they still yet try to go for these kind of kills. This time it will be successful with Zeus involved, but more often than not, they're being caught out and counterplayed by Team Empire. Now this might be another one of those with Chappie. On the middle of that, they eat through the trees, so 4 seconds stun or something like that. Crystallize. Trying to walk away. Chappie drops down his ultimate. Oh no. The nukes are too strong.
The counter to the Monkey King ultimate just solid zap on the face. But yeah, they definitely just don't want to listen to me. They said, Neff, I hate that guy. He wants us to play safe until we have Blink Daggers and Lincoln Spheres. Nah. To hell with that guy.
Yeah, the thing is, if Danny is in the middle of that fight, that makes more sense. Right? If Danny was there when it went on FN, if they had that immediate follow-up on the Phantom Lancer that was screen script, maybe they get that kill before the counter plays come out from end score, but I don't know. Some questionable decisions here and there, but the Zeus is the one hero that can actually do a whole lot of damage right now. They've been able to make good use of that here in that last little skirmish, you can say. A couple of TPs back. They might get caught out again here by Ghosting. Meanwhile, a hook shot on the back. Roger finding Chappie, but who's finding who for real? There you go, next one on the list. Could be a fairly easy kill as well. And despite the boundless strike missing, 1 or 2 right clicks, they can't quite get in range. He's super fast. Skipping up towards the top lane. In that general direction. Comes back though. Oh, yeah, it is. That's a good one. That storm should secure the kill, and it does. Weaver. The Lincoln Sphere just yet, and will be delayed now on the back of that takeoff. Weaver up top. Ghost stick though. Trying to react to this Legion Commander, but there is the lasso setting up on the push guy, right clicking away. Good kill too.
You okay?
So just after NaVi, just look to stabilize a little bit. Empire just jumped right back on the train. 2 more kills. Or 3 more kills, I guess. With I don't know. They get a lot of kills, okay? That's all I'm saying.
All the kills.
All the kills.
Fire. Yeah. But the tower ended up getting denied there too. It was at 1% HP. I think the Legion Commander just should have finished that off and were trying to run. Would have been better overall for the team. So
Roger, not again. Runs into Phantom Lancers. Plenty of illusions though, burn all the mana. Crystallize trying to clear through though, and should be enough now, but the boundless strike from Chappie. Extra layer of security here for FN to walk away. Crystallize? You want to commit here. Gotta be careful.
I don't think he cares much about being careful, though. Alright. Now we need to change things up a little bit if they want to stay in this game. It's like they're making some of the wrong choices. Might even say that Navi's not back if they keep this up.
These are some low effort memes at this point. Oh god, the hookshot straight into Ghost and Push gets in the middle of that as well. Doesn't look great, can't quite get close. With the cogs in the middle. Not a lot of mana throw to stun by anyway. Ghost Sig, not quite enough for him to drop though, with Vensko also coming through, and yeah, again, questionable place. I think there was a blind hook as well. Into 3 heroes with no backup, like, what's going on?
Making space, I'm sure. Not something us simple-minded, snot-brain idiots can understand.
Wow, dude.
Okay, I'm the simple-minded one. You can be very smart and have a large...
I can be snot-headed,
sure
you can be simple-minded. Alright, I get it.
I'm sure Roger knows something that we don't.
So that's coming in, Link duel onto me Pushka, and they bring him down, but Stunning Storm to turn. Nothing else to follow that though, so Vansko, I'm just trying to use it as cover for a TP and will be successful.
This is not getting
him out.
Alright, so that at least was very, very good for the side of Navi. The Blink Dagger up on the Legion Commander, starting to work towards the Blade Mail. Once the Blade Mail is up, pretty much can go in almost any target, single it out in the fight, take it down. Other than maybe the Monkey King, just because of the life steal that he gets after a couple hits. Make things turn out pretty unfortunate for that. Alright, getting lassoed again.
Yeah, there it is, duel in mid. Nightmare trying to do some of the damage, but Zeus doesn't really have an easy way of getting out of that kind of a kind of a problematic situation, and now looking for more. Gonna be General jumped on, burned down. Ugh.
I mean, Empire's just dominant point.
Well, 6k ahead. Now looking for the first tier 2 of the game. Top lane, I guess base created, crystallize.
Radiant structures are
Continuing to
fortified.
put on the pressure here in this particular lane. Middle lane, Rogers is standing there waiting for someone to come back, I guess. Keeping an eye on things.
He's up to something. He's been up to something for a while now.
Tower is under attack.
Things with this Phantom Lance accelerating like he is this game gonna get any easier?
Has fallen.
Well, maybe if they catch him out now. Crystallize coming in from the side. Get some back on the real one. Now follow up. Roger does have another hookshot, but only in a couple of seconds. Doppelganger from FN. We'll get rid of the bug too, so that should be the end of that particular chase. Down bottom goes to you're just farming.
Radiant's bottom
Doesn't even
tower
care.
is under attack.
And
Working on his Yules.
that's the wrong clockwork, FN. But there's the real one with the lasso. Trying to force him down, but great play there.
From the tempest of battle.
Yeah, very
All
quick
blinking
reaction.
in.
Radiant's bottom
Leaving
tower
private
is
clockwork,
under
that's what he
attack.
played right there.
Yeah, Legion Commander, very solid pick against Bat Rider. Being able to just take Lasso off is such a low cooldown spell that you're not using unless you're initiating. Like, that spell's always going to be up and ready to purge the enemies instantly. There's no travel time with it either. Being able to do that is just so good.
Is under attack.
Roger's gonna use his newfound life to just run into another stag storm. Hashtag space created. Venska almost dies on the AoE. He will die now. Duel's still available. Fiend's Grip on top of it as well. They will find the Phantom Lancer. And that's another win and a great kill to get. Ghostic up on high ground here. The Buck sees him. They forced to walk all the way back towards the base, but I can't really turn this into an objective. I don't have a creep wave close. I still want to focus on mid, but meanwhile Chappie up top trying to utilize that, but hey, gets slapped up. No more Fiend Script.
Radiant's
So
top tower is under
can be
attack.
some place. Ultimate used. Neko might actually be in trouble here unless Denny can just look down Chappie in time, but he can't.
I mean, it was
For 1-for-1 trade. Still worth it though. Yeah.
still worth it, but, didn't have an exit strategy there.
It was a pinata strat. He needed one more kill for the killing spree, so Snake gave it to him. So that way, then he could get more money for him.
Like Forrest was saying yesterday, just fattening up the pigs for the slaughter.
Exactly.
And then you never play with Forrest again.
Hopefully not. But yeah, Zeus also an extra charge on his Bloodstone, so Dandy has that going for him too. He's just been arming most of the game, part of fights here and there. Crystallize, similar story. With the Linkets now going for the Maelstrom straight into Mjolnir. Maelstrom already completed, it's on the courier, so the smoke up might want to wait until it's actually in his inventory. There it is. Let's go in a
Lancer
good position now to cancel that out.
just finishing Manta style right now as well. Muggy King almost having Desolator. Like, when you hit all these item timings at the same time, Bat Rider almost got the Yule Scepter. That's when you want to go in and take a fight and take Roshan. That's when you're at your peak for your strength. And hoping that the enemy is like, you're using most of their net worth on half-completed items and whatnot.
It is going in. They don't find the duels right away though on the defense, but the lasso comes out onto Legion Commander. Zeus spells every which way, crystallizing inside Fiendscript on an illusion here. This is not ideal. They find Vensko 1-for-1 trade so far. Him up against the Legion Commander, and now, oh, where are we at? FN dropping lower and lower. They find the real one in the middle of all of this. Making it 2-for-1, and this time Soneko actually coming out with his life, or coming away from this with his life. So, success, I guess. Big Nose BL once again, highest farmer on the map.
1.2k gold swing, 2k EXP in favor of NaVi. I'd call that a win for NaVi.
Golden Reaver up to 1,000 in this bank after just finishing up the Maelstrom.
He's gonna be having his Mjolnir pretty quickly here. We're seeing this build a lot on the Bane. Just lots and lots of armor. Actually, Sonoko has done this every game today. He's gone Buckler and then Chainmail. He's gotten whatever armor talents that he has. What's up with that?
Casual, yeah, I was going to ask you, because I've seen 2 casual Bucklers in the last game as well. I think the Wisp also had it.
Yeah,
So
it's
I guess
really
it's super
popular.
cost-effective armor and stats, right?
I mean, $2 stats, 5 armor provides 2 more in AoE when you click it. 700 or 7 armor for like not very much gold. That was one of the reasons why Solar Crest was so popular in the past and so strong. It had its own usage of like obviously clicking on the enemies, debuffing them, lowering their armor and accuracy. It was back then, like making them miss. And then they changed it to give like way less armor because people started to realize that for its cost, the amount of armor that item provided you was absolutely insane. So they had to nerf it.
Rotation here once again, Team Empire trying to reconnect with their with a passion which is killing heroes. Crystallize might be a target, but the glimpse, the Lincoln Sphere. Well, not gonna be enough. 4 heroes were needed for that, though. I guess that's where spam space created in team chat.
As you could say, that bug got squashed.
Yeah, it did indeed. Top lane being pressured a little bit by Zeus, but Chappie already made rotation back. We'll be able to defend this.
I mean, while the Weaver's dead, they're just keeping the wounds pushed out.
Commander will be cancelled by 2 different things, so the general should die here, and he does. Actually, giving up quite a lot, isn't it? 2 heroes across map, 2 cores nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, they just killed us. The Weaver at bottom, and they TP'd everyone top to where they needed to defend, and then got another kill, though, so really not that bad for Empire. They definitely, like, super came out on top. So, it's not as much space created at that point when both your Legion Commander and your Weaver have died. Not ideal.
How many more of this does it take for Empire before they decide, alright, it's commit to Roche or Tower?
That really just depends on item timings and whatnot. Right now, Batrider's getting a Lincoln Sphere that'll offset the duel from Legion Commander onto whoever she chooses to bring onto can just quickly throw the Lincoln's buff onto them. Batrider almost having his BKB, I feel like that's one of the major pickups here. Once Zeus is able to burst this Monkey King down, you just throw a Wukong's command down on top of a tier 3 tower, and then they just click it. And they're stuck until the Wukong's command wears off or the BKB wears off. Not much they can do at that point.
Chappie getting closer to that, but, well, all this timidness, they might actually lose out on Roche in case NaVi wants to go in here, but ideally they want to find a pickoff before, or at least get some extra vision down. Get rid of the Hellbear, actually, from the Enchantress, scouting this out. Ben's going to defend general area down bottom, though, huh? Ghosts, they can be Pushka, showing themselves. Not the entire Empire lineup in this general area, so... try and go for this Roche. Don't have a lot of minus armor to work with, just the -2 from the Blightstone here on Crystallize.
Weaver bug, taking it down.
And that too, okay. Forgot about that one. Reaction's coming in though, so this will turn into a fight. You have Batrider, Ghost Seeker, you need to try and make some plays. You need to have some good counter plays there. Chappie also ready to jump in whenever. There it is, pops the ultimate now. And gets Nightmare inside of it, so not a deal. Roshan down very low on health. Snako will be the first one to fall. Now the Static Storm catches the Legion Commander. It's 2, 3 heroes stand. An absolute disaster for NaVi. Now they're back to the fountain. Roshan will fall. The Aegis now in the hands of the Phantom Lancer instead. A big gamble, but it didn't pay off for them. Oh god, there it is. The last though. Boots of travel onto the Great Wave. They caught Dende. He's dead. Deny himself there.
Yeah, interesting choice picking up Bloodstone here instead of something else. Like, the way the game's been going, you just can get caught out and die, like do a lot of different things. And I don't know what to say here. I mean, BKB is coming on the Phantom Lancer now. He has Aegis of the Immortal. What's stopping them from taking high ground other than the Morning Mana?
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, Chappie, if he wants to finish up his own BKB, he can do so as easily. Indeed, D-Rune also
Chappie
actually
finishes up his own BKB.
Worst pit. It's... NaVi, they're in dire straits right now. That's for damn sure. Try to make something happen with some smoke-like rotation without a smoke. Roger misses the hookshot though.
And they're grasping at straws now.
Yeah. I keep trying to like go for these pickoffs, but I touched on this earlier. More often than not, it actually backfires. Worked out a couple of times, but hasn't really been enough to slow down Empire indefinitely.
They just didn't get those core items that they needed to pull ahead and like take fights to the enemies, and Roger kept fighting into them without them. I feel like that may have been a mistake. I mean, maybe he thought his allies were like farming extremely well when he got to do things like that and creating tons of space for them, but it just wasn't enough. Somewhere along the lines, I think there were some communication issues. I can only guess, though.
One thing you can always fall back on is the clump strat. So just stick on top of each other, walk down the lane, and hope for the best.
I mean, you see them slowly pulling closer and closer to each other as things get worse.
Just hold each other by the hands, and then
Bottom tower is under attack.
utilize the power of friendship. That's what it comes down to.
New NaVi is about friendship.
From this kind of strat is you push down one lane like this, and have two lanes pushing onto your whole own high ground before long. But it is Empire once again who blink first. They TP back to heroes. That's more time for NaVi to get some extra items of their own.
Mm-hmm. And if they decide to TV on this shrine, the Disruptor is just going to glimpse them back, and then the Monkey King and Enchanters are going to run at them. So
Radiant are scanning.
they have this one figured out.
Okay, so Neko. I'm not sure what he's doing all the way out there. He got lasso, alright, that explains it. Peek a little pick off right there, Mimo up top. Slides, actually gets caught with a dust, but now the duel was bait onto the Enchantress, bring him down, but what cost? Shappy popped the ultimate, will burn down Shappy, now the glimpse back into the Static Storm. 2-for-1 trade up here, they did get the duel win, but I don't know. I don't know, Nev.
Definitely not worth it. Treating your Weaver and your Legion Commander again. When those two heroes are dead, whatever space you create is like not really space. There's the two heroes that are going to be pushing out lanes and farming. And, they're not going to be farming or pushing out lanes when they're dead. So.
Hashtag expert analysis right there, so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Can't push out lanes when you're dead. Good to know.
I'll take a check.
Well, if you're Nature's Prophet, if you have treants out, you can still push lanes. It's not actually true in some cases, but that is very true. This Dendy is dead. Denied himself once again. This came with cooldown, I believe. Here, Roger next on the list has been chased all the way back to the fountain. And, yeah, will die, FN. Thanks a couple of fountain shots forward. Now that should be another duel win, and it is. On the Aegis, though, so he'll come right back. Meanwhile, the rest of the team still working away at the tier 3 tower. Catch a sleep, but will be taken over by advanced goal. Empire looks like they should be able to take this game number 2. I mean, I hate to call it early, but it's all but notable now, is it?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, things in NaVi need to recover or come back in the game just aren't things that are attainable.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
If Crystallize was trying to get another item, but he's been sitting on this Mjolnir and Lincoln's for a long time. Hasn't really been able to get off the ground.
Yeah, he's either threatened too much by the enemy's presence in farming areas to be able to farm there, or just ends up getting killed times that he feels confident enough to go fight the enemies.
There it is. Chappie just waiting for them to come in here, sitting on the edge of his ultimate, fighting up against the Neko, who's being brought down by the Flame God. 2-for-1 trade here. Vensko did fall, but FN, well, up against Crystallize, actually about to lose this one with the extra AoE damage, but the perfect place for him to doppelganger too. Gets the TP back home as well. God damn
Lucky
it.
man.
Yeah, NaVi just can't catch a break, even in situations like that.
In all likelihood, we're probably going to see this go to Game 3. Are these a best of 3 series?
Yeah.
Okay, probably going to see a Game 3. Oh boy.
Not gonna lie, I'm starting to get a little bit tired. Got away too early, so I'm looking forward to just jumping to bed right after the series, but at the same time, like, you can never be really sad about more CIS Dota, can you?
Yeah, it's pretty fun, but we're seeing a lot of the same thing these last 2 games. Maybe in when they're both down to one game left, they'll decide to mix it up again. They never fail to entertain, that's for sure.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
well, with some Shadow Amulet plays. Oh, they might actually catch Chappie here. The Fiend Scrub into the duel, into some extra health from the Zeus Nimbus. That's a good duel when they did lose the Clockwork in mid at the same time. And now the rest of Empire coming in to try and
Dire's
build some blood and revenge. Ghost will find the ults on one, and General also being caught out in the back by FN. They go one step forward, 3 steps back, it feels like.
bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom Crystallize trying to put on pressure, but Empire quick enough on the reaction on this side too. This is the benefit of being this far ahead. You can afford to just send 2 heroes back or something and not lose them.
Yeah, I mean, at this point,
Radiant's
I mean, good on NaVi for like giving them the good fight right now, but I'm not sure there's much they can do to stay in this. They're not ready to give up yet, but I think once this next Roshan comes up, Bond's like pretty much dead.
Pretty clear that this is the one thing that Empire is waiting for right now.
Radiant's top shrine has fallen.
May respawn in about 30 seconds, so when exactly he'll come back, we'll find out then.
So this Chandra's right now just a little bit of gold away from a pipe. That's another major item that helped him break high ground. Disruptor, almost having a Aghanim Scepter. Pretty important as well. If you can catch the Clockwork out with that, then he can't force staff himself away. But you want that item to use, especially against BKBs and things like that. And the enemies don't really have any BKBs or force staffs at this point, so Aghanim Scepter isn't the biggest pick off, but it could be if the game ends up getting drawn out. Abyssal Blade coming off on Phantom Lance, that's going to be a huge item. That, along with the Aegis of the Immortal, that's probably going to secure them a win. Like, just being able to run straight at the Legion Commander Zeus or Weaver, stun them and kill them. It's no counter to being like put out of the game with Abyssal Blade.
The Glasso, the catch lead command is in this, but they don't really care with the gem. Oh, Ghostic with a good one. I mean, Abyssal Blade's Abyssal Blade, not exactly a common Phantom Lancer item, because the illusions don't really benefit too much from it compared to, say, a Heart or a Skadi or these raw stats. But yeah, in this game, especially useful just to be able to, with the blink too, so you have that blink stun available to even get close to the Zeus, take him out of the fight immediately. Follow up any sort of backward initiation, and also up against the Weaver. Just have that extra bit of lockdown.
Roshan actually back up now. Respond pretty quickly. I didn't even see it come back up because I'm a little bit tired at this point, distracted by Phantom Lancer's Abyssal pickup. So if they scout that out and then go clear it before they break high ground here, they're in a pretty good place. But they might even try and do it without it, and I don't think NaVi are in a good enough position to stop them.
Radiant structures are fortified.
No position to defend us right the hell now. In the first place, Crystallize, he's still up top, he's trying to trade.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
D3 down to 300 health points, give or take. Will they respond to the Weaver up top? Looks like they are. They're falling back. Creeps, we'll be able to finish up this tower unless EV comes in right now, and there it is, Ghostic. Actually lose that trade, don't they? Just in terms of raw damage.
Yeah, they did, but now they realize that Roche is up and it's not much going to prevent them from taking it. I mean, NaVi try and take a Roche fight, then they're going to lose the game. No questions asked.
Well, think about that statement, because it looks like they're setting up for a fight around the
I mean, it does. It looks very scary, the fact that they're setting up for a fight.
High risk, high reward here if they somehow manage to pull it out. Turn the tide here. Right now, Empire is kind of split up a little bit. So if NaVi found an initiation right then, it would have set them up for success. But as it stands, both teams having some time to reform the line, so to speak.
Double damage.
Right.
Right. What do you think's stopping them from taking Roche now on the side of Empire? They're gonna smoke up. Are they gonna go into Roche?
Oh god,
okay.
I'm not sure about this one. He just got baited. BKB on FN, just keep himself safe going forward. Snake should end up falling here. No questions asked. And well, Ghost Stick looking, fishing for more, but defensive hookshot for Parkway kept him safe. That's some dual damage too, isn't it? On the Phantom Lancer, yeah, plus 18. Not gonna say no to that one.
Phantom Lancer getting ready to scale into the late game with that dual damage.
The beauty about Legion Commander. You make 6 heroes into potentially infinitely scaling heroes.
Yep. Then if there's a Rubik, you can make everybody infinite scaling.
Just scouted out, but yeah. 2 heroes inside the pit, only the rest are on screening duty.
I mean, you
Just
scout
on
them
the
out.
outskirts. There's Lasso here, blinking forward, trying to find somebody.
Roshan has fallen to the dark.
21k net with advantage. This is just a result of the other game, just Empire hitting timings that NaVi couldn't possibly respond to.
I think so, as well as I don't think quite the right items came out on the side of NaVi. They didn't have anything to save their allies when Batrider blinked in on them. Like Legion Commander, of course, is the most obvious save for something like that, but Oracle would have been a better pickup, but they chose to pick up their supports both really early in the draft. The first 2 picks was their supports, so it revealed like a lot of how they would handle the enemies running around the map and initiating on them. So I think Empire just reacted to Navi's draft extremely well, as well as their playstyle. They're doing a lot better in this game than they did in the last, so well played by them.
Reap the benefits now. Roger, okay, finds Chappie, but it pops a BKB and starts the fight. FN doing the same thing. Ultimate use. Well, FN actually losing here, or is he? Lasso on top of the Legion Commander, trying to bind some extra bit of space, but oh, then will die, but it's only the Aegis. Chappie, he's dropping low, and he doesn't have that same luxury. They're actually going to lose their Monkey King, but well, Phantom Lance is still pretty scary at this point the second time around. Gunwolf, low on health, low on mana, has to shout a blade away, crystallize. Trying to turn things around. Clockwork, he's the one who ends up dying finally here to the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, I mean,
1 for 2 trade with the Aegis taken down as well.
it was really big
That's
play
the
there
fight left
by.
in him. Oh, Vanskar does the ultimate available, pops it out now, but Legion Commander doesn't really care. Couldn't get the duel off, and now he's burning, so now he cares. With all these Phantom Lancer losing the top of him too. So Nako, next on the list, Crystallize. He has to do something. He has to try and burn through him with the Mjolnir. Actually able to. No more illusions, no more Phantom Lancers. Double kill for the Weaver. Last game we pulled that out for them. This game it's much harder. But so far NaVi's trusting in them and he's delivering.
Wow, really impressive gameplay there. I want to just quickly go over what Roger did on Clockwork as far as taking down that Monkey King. Saw that Monkey King had cheese, BKB was on cooldown because of what he did to him in the jungle.
Yeah.
Like, he forced him to use ultimate, forced him to use BKB, and Monkey King was angry, chasing after him, and Clockwork stunned him out with Power Cogs pushed back before he could use cheese. So cheese is something he didn't get off that fight. If Monkey King was alive, Monkey King had Black King Bar, Monkey King had ultimate for that fight, they would have won for sure, but Roger prevented all of that. Huge plays out of Roger despite him being 1-11 this game.
This lights you gotta run. Can run very fast though, plus 200 security movement speed. Ooh, it makes a lot of sense this game compared to magic resistance. It's not really too much you have to worry about. Where do we go from here? So Empire, they just kind of got burned. At the same time, they also didn't take irreparable damage. They're still 17k ahead. It's one of these games where you just hold out till the next Roche, or will something happen before that?
I mean, they still have the cheese. That's something that they didn't lose in that fight. Because also part of the reason why they lost is not being able to use the cheese because of what Roger did. I don't think they hold on to the next Roche though. I think that they group up properly and use the Monkey King ultimate and Black King Bar and the Monkey King a little bit more effectively than they did last fight. Like, Roger pretty much played them last fight, and super impressive by him.
I have scouted out someone in this region, but I think they caught the tail end of the Firefly here up on this high ground. So they just straight up evacuated that entire area. NaVi just grouping at bottom instead.
Sure, there's a joke about forest fires here.
Yeah. But the topic is too funny, I guess.
It's not funny. I'm from BC.
Exactly.
Always forest fires happening around here. It's no joke.
Yeah.
But in Dota-related forest fires, funny. Destroying all the trees on the map.
I mean, the trees aren't really burning; they're just straight up
falling all over.
What's
right, what if in the next patch they introduced like forest burning?
That'd be hilarious. Just a dragon slave, then it sets trees on fire, and the Monkey King's on top of them, he's taking damage, and or if anyone's close to them, then after a while they just burn down.
And they don't respawn ever. And then heroes like Timbersaw are useless.
Well, gonna go for the dual victory here, and they might find it, and they do, but at what cost? Losing the Legion Commander. Don't give up, he says, indeed. Gotta keep going. No buyback here on this Legion Commander though, but not sure if Empire's in position that can actually make use of that. Never mind, stick him back in.
The golden EXP changed rashly in favor of the Legion Commander, jumping into 5 heroes and slaying that Enchantress. So, don't give up. I think General is being the team general right now, telling them that this game is going to be okay. He's going to carry them in his strong arms.
He still has some catching up to do in terms of the dual victory damage building department.
Oh yeah,
these kind of things still work out unless this team is being punished for it. The lanes pushed out as they were, it was kind of a low-risk play in that regard.
I mean, at this point I'm not even sure how NaVi still managed to defend their high ground in this game, but they're doing it, so...
Yep. Playing the hearts out! This lies, he did finish out the butterfly a little bit earlier, BKB in his inventory too. Rush 10 seconds. Problem is, if he does get caught out inside the Static Storm, and he doesn't have it going already, he won't be able to activate it because you have that BKB.
Alright.
Something worth remembering.
I think they're just waiting for Roshan at this point. They are going to play it safe, like you said. And possibly respawning in 45 seconds, so... You're yawning. You're not allowed to yawn.
I'm so sorry. Should have muted myself, but it didn't have the button in range.
Absolutely not allowed. Just laying back, drinking a cola. As everyone starts to wonder why the camera isn't on point.
If Empire win this, there's another game after this one.
Yep.
I'm not sure if I can hold on.
There's, what is it you said? No rest for the best.
Yeah. Gotta live by that, you know. Just need to remind myself of that same adage sometimes.
Just think back to when I was spectating all the games during TI and I pretty much didn't get to
there
sleep.
It is. Dropping everything, including the kitchen sink on his Phantom Lance a little bit. Damage not really coming through with the Yules on Legion Commander. They won't win the duel, they will still get the kill. 1-4 trade as Roger ends up bang. Gappy holding on to his Wukong's command. Pops up to a tree. Static Storm, but this line's just running out of it. That is, Lincoln Sphere popped, crystallized in the middle of that. No, there's a Wukong's command. Doesn't actually catch anyone inside of it. We'll be able to walk away. And we push. What's he doing there? What?
Dying? Question mark.
Yeah, exclamation point. Do sword now. It's on cooldown. Come on, General.
Pretty sure they're just as tired. They've been playing a lot of games today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Empire had a bit of a break. I don't think Empire played a different game in another tournament or something, so they had a bit of a break. NaVi played more or less back to back. With only an hour or so in between.
I mean, in between, I'm sure they were discussing strategies and whatnot, not actually resting.
Oh, Chappie taking a bit of damage here, but now Crystallize, he's doing it again. Chappie eats the cheese, but he can't stand against this. Now, without BKB, he's just gonna straight up die under the shrine. All of a sudden, NaVi are the ones breaking high ground. Glyph forced out. And the buyback on Chappie. I'm not sure about this one. He needs support. Glimpse back. Venscore does the static storm on too. And Zeus is the only one who's stuck inside of it, muted, unable to help with anything except the extra heal for Crystallized with the Bloodstone. And yeah, as a result, he'll be able to track down Chappie. That's a dieback on the Monkey King. Now Ghost Stick FN has to take over as a damage shield. It's only Crystallized up here, but let's get the to jump back. They'll keep track of him a little bit. The glimpse back, he's just bouncing all over the map at this point.
He's going back and forth and back and forth.
Alright, so he was here, timed us back to here, then he Shikuchi'd over here, then got glimpsed back over here.
He's doing it.
He's traveled more units than the average jungle legion in an entire game.
That sounds like PTSD, my friend.
Are under attack.
As
Getting
the
to a
laughter
point where
slowly
they're trying
breaks
to
down
throw.
into crying.
Oh man.
Why Dragon Drop rarely plays solo queue these days.
Also getting to a point where the particles somehow become more intense. And my FPS starting to drop for some reason.
Unfortunate, unlucky.
Yeah.
But the gold advantage has gone from 21k to 9k. It's not something I expected, and the only thing NaVi lost during all of that.
Gonna go again. Oh no, they find Venscore. He's winning. That's him 80 seconds down for the count. Do they know about it? Maybe, maybe not. Did not actually use the buyback, so.
Shrine has fallen.
I mean, when did all this just start happening? When did NaVi start getting such a huge advantage? Was it when wasn't it the fight at the top lane that Chappie just died without using cheese and he was forced out to use his ultimate BKB on Clockwork? Like,
Yeah,
was that the major turning point?
It was that, as well as that other fight here around mid, where Chappie kind of dropped down the ultimate, but didn't actually catch anybody inside of it. It was just alright, good positioning from NaVi. And at this point, right, in the late game, you have all your core items, you have what you need to be able to outplay, so that's when it comes down to, alright, can we actually find the right situations? Can we control our heroes well enough? Can we react fast enough to what the other team is doing? And these last couple of fights, slight edge for NaVi carried them to a couple of wins, and now they were able to claim their first racks of the game.
I spoke too soon, my friend.
Okay,
Alright,
Roger comes through
Just a
with
little
hook shot. Goes me Poshka now being slowed down, but forced off away. Have to deal with Cogs and Nimbus Cloud. All of that's just too annoying to break through. The racks will fall. Have to respond to bottom lane though.
Alright. Trading even in Raxes, your 21k gold advantage has been cut into a tenth of just a 2k gold advantage.
God damn it. That is quite a swing, isn't it?
How do you feel right now if you're Empire? Probably pretty spooked about how all this happened.
Must be frustrating, right? I mean, you've had such a good game on pretty much all of your heroes. You have these great tools available, but it's just... I mean, even this Legion Commander proving to be quite the nuisance up against some of these heroes, just locking down FN, locking down anybody. And at this point it's almost always straight up kill, and if not, it does enough damage inside the duel to then convert that.
He doesn't care about just jumping on somebody and suiciding as long as he can take that hero out of the game, draw the game out longer. It's been working. I mean, you can't argue with results.
Yeah.
Dire's
And Crystallize, once
shrine
again,
is under attack.
just shout out this guy. No carry on NaVi. Proving that he's worth a salt.
Dire's bottom shrine has fallen.
Like, he's been stuck on Mjolnir Lincoln Sphere for the longest time. But then, just after he Finished up the butterfly after he scrounged up enough money for that. He's just accelerated further and further. BKB, MKB. Aegis here that'll be replaced by Scotty eventually, but now wraparound plays are happening. But Snako comes in. They know this is happening. The lasso will be counted out. Crystallized BKB sitting in the middle of that, but they're also fighting inside the Monkey King on. They have to isolate Chappie. He's super low and he dies. Crystallized with a double kill. They only left Snako, but a cleaning house on Team Empire. Buybacks galore from both sides. Roger as well as Ghosting. Miposhka caught with a Nimbus in the side here. So many mini stuns and another duel victory. He's down for the count. Bought back earlier, so that's still on cooldown for another 2 minutes. NaVi, are they doing it?
Yeah, NaVi are doing it.
It's saving us from a sleepy cast. Perhaps, if they win this one. Game's not over yet. Crystallized. He has the Aegis still for a little bit. Now going in heavy on that fan. He's super fast, trying to make his way back to the fountain, and he will. Now the Lancer here. Onto Legion Commander. Mistakes were made. But hey, space created. Crystallized, working away at the bottom line. All of this was happening. Meanwhile in mid, Roger blinking away at this one. And back to full health. Careful, they say, but they find the real one. Does throw out the Abyssal Blade, trying to bring down Zeus. G-Arena will survive. FN not so lucky. He does have a buyback. Will use it right now. Ghostic. A couple right clicks would finish him off. Buyback now on General. They really want to end this right now. No puts a shovel, so he has to walk his way up. Enemy incoming. He's the enemy, perhaps. I don't know what he's
enemy is that Bow Rider about to respond. Same with Disruptor here. They're gonna need to close this out quick. They took the Megas, but they need to retreat now.
Roger sacrifices himself, gain that goal. So NaVi, they lose a little bit, but they keep their cores alive. Both Dendy as well as Crystallized still have the buybacks. We're crying out loud, he still even has Aegis for another minute or so.
He's turned into a monster. All of that from the... I'm gonna sound like an ass for saying this, but all of that from that Clockwork play from Roger, baiting that out at that bottom lane fight. I feel like that's what snowballed all these events. Just a butterfly effect from that.
Yep.
You can disagree, but you'd be wrong, and I'd be right because I have a very large brain.
Wow. You're learning, dude. You're learning. Oh god, middle lane. Don't know if we want to go into all of them on your own. Okay, not if you can get a free pickup on Ghost Sticks. No way, Aegis here. Actually, find the stun on Leech Commander. And that's a dieback there. Onto General. They also find Snako. All of a sudden, 3 heroes down. All 3 that don't have buyback. Actually, Snako's going to take in, so they will have the Bane for the next fight. But that's not the most important one. They relied on this dual pick-off to get that guaranteed kill. Guess they did finish up the Bat Rider at least, so could have been worse.
I mean, they might not even try and push here. They just TP'd their Monkey King back home. They don't have anybody to bring him back like they did in that Coddle game. Teleporting the enemies around the map. Yeah, they decided to back off while the Legion Commander buyback is on cooldown. Just can't do it without Bat Rider.
Also turns out that they have very crap wave push up against Mega Creeps. That takes a while until you can chew through that.
Yeah, Mega Creeps
probably as well.
I mean, you can get a Battle Fury on Monkey King. And it's like decent. A lot of people have been building that, and we saw it being built to TI a lot, though nobody managed to win a game with it. I think they had the right idea, and they just didn't execute it properly. So it's not like so bad you're going to lose a game if you build it, but that's something that I think that they're going to have Lifesteal and Battle Fury on the Monkey King to be able to push out these lanes like very quickly.
Yep.
In the case that they had Mega Creep shots, so they just spend like 10-15 seconds trying to kill each creep wave as they're pushing down, even if they win a team fight. By the time they make it through all the Mega Creeps to the enemy base, it's just not worth it, or the enemies have respawned.
Also have the Enchantress effect on the side of Team Empire. Pushka working on that that Aghanim Scepter. Either that or buybacks. Either way, it needs a lot more gold. That's something that is sometimes overlooked. So if Pushka actually gets the right click with the impetus from a decent range, he can do a whole lot of damage that you might not calculate in. As it stands, look at this bottom lane.
Oh god.
Or bottom rune spot.
DD
Crystallize, yeah. Blue glowing crystal right in front of him. He picks it up now. And there it is. The fight breaks out. Roger gets glimpsed back. They'll save him actually. The duel. The lasso here onto the Bane. Chappie's ultimate comes out, but himself, he's just dying once again to Crystallize. We turn things around and well, Chappie is dead. Next one on the list. He's stuck inside Stagstorm, but does he care? No, he doesn't. Triple kill just like that.
There it is, the GG. They saved us from the sleepy cast, and I'm gonna wait for this game to end, but I'm gonna say it, Dragon Drop.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say it. NaVi, you're back. Woo!
It's NaVi is back. Okay.
Okay, I got it wrong. That is completely awkward. You could just roll with it and pretended that I got it right.
No, I gotta call you out, man. It's embarrassing. Like, yeah. If you want to meme, you have to meme right.
Fine, fair enough. Your thoughts on this game? I mean, NaVi turning that around was absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
I love this game.
Just a few subtle things that compounded up against Team Empire. Like we identified some of these team fights. It just went right for NaVi. Like they managed to draw out the game long enough to get to this late game stage. Crystallize. He's been farming all freaking game long, essentially, just like last game. It's a carbon copy as far as his impact in the late game is concerned. And Zeus as well, Dendy, pulling it out. Just was a big part of why they were able to keep from drowning essentially in this Empire aggression, because he's been the one that provided the damage early on, when no one else really had their items or their levels to do that. And yeah, afterwards, General as well. Quite a few crucial dual kills later down the line. Yeah. Good effort there from NaVi to claw their way back into this, and we had Empire as a winner here for a while there.
Super. Well, ending notes, Dragon Drop.
Well, congrats to NaVi. With that, they will punch the ticket straight to the single elimination bracket. That'll happen on Wednesday. I believe that should be the first game at 1500 Central European Summer Time, or 3 p.m. in the evening if you are a heathen and use that particular timing scheme. Tomorrow we'll have some losers matches coming up. Effect versus N19 and Team Spirit versus oh, it's not updated here in this bracket just yet. But anyway, do tune in tomorrow. We're starting it a little bit later at 1800 Central European Summer Time. In the meantime, you can follow us on Twitter at DragonDropDota and at NevSenseDay. Well, all that's left to be said is thank you guys very much for watching, and see you next time.
Yep. Thanks, everybody.
So now that I'm right here, so where should we go? We have the world.
Hey guys, I've got one more thing for you. Good night.
Should give up. No, no, no. 'Cause even if they win this war, I will fight for you. And I'll go where you go, where you go. you should give